He's ready. Let's go. Let go, poop.
Knew somebody's phone, boy.
Bro,
What's up, Robbie?
how are you doing, man?
Not bad.
Yo, it's good to meet you, bro. I really look up to you, man. I love your lives, and I just a big fan, man. Sorry for fangirling,
Oh, you're
but
good. I feel like my energy is shitty right now. We just waiting for this Saturday countdown.
right. Let's start this match. Hold on, let's. Do I click solo or take the stage?
Oh, no, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's solo right there.
Okay. Yeah, man. I was just going. What do you think of my background, man?
What's that thing? TED Talk. No, I ain't even noticed to play on words at first. Is that what you do?
Yeah, I be doing when I feel like giving a TED talk on TikTok. You know what I mean? I be doing my TED talks over here on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Nah, I didn't even know I wasn't following you this whole time. That makes sense why I never seen you live.
Yeah. So
Busy with the harmony.
yeah. What's your advice on like just building a community? Like, I guess it's just regular human interaction. If you just talk to everybody, it'll just naturally build, right? Would you say that just engagement?
Yeah, authentic engagement,
Right.
Authentic engagement, definitely be you as you do it and be consistent.
Right.
Try to make people feel like they're a part of something, no matter what it may be.
That's what's up. I remember when you told me you stream 8 hours a day. I'm like, this dude is dedicated. This is his job right there, man. That's what's up. Like, I just like seeing people do what they feel like doing. You know what I mean? And I see the amount of people that think you're not raising your kids right, and just it's like, bro, can y'all chill? Why don't y'all go do what y'all want to do instead of instead of get mad at another man for like what streaming? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. So yeah, man. Yeah. I always admire those that are doing what they feel like doing. Like, because I know you took a huge risk. You said you left your job to stream, and you was like, "Oh, this is all I have. I have to make it work." Like, so you took away the comfortability of having I guess, a plan B. You know what I mean? Which I don't even like plan B. It distracts from plan A. You know.
Yeah, I like that quote. Yeah,
So
yeah, man. Now, a lot of people don't understand it.
yeah. What's up,
They
Rachel?
expect you to have the money and everything a month later.
Right. Give me a
Uh,
second. I'm
you good?
turn turn the camera on.
Noah with the cats.
How do you? I'm trying to make my camera face me. Oh my God, I feel so technologically illiterate right now. Uh, Give me a second, bro. Why is it front facing? I mean rear facing. I want front facing. Um, yeah, I don't know how to fix that, man. That's crazy.
How long you been doing a live streaming?
Uh, I'd say I think I created my TikTok like February. It was for business, but then I started just making it more casual and stuff because like I have a digital product. Um, but I was like, I feel weird making marketing videos every day. You know what I mean? Like that's not naturally me. Although I do want to sell the product as well too. But yeah, like really, I just want to make sure people are doing well emotionally, mentally. I've been through some stuff, like, and I know everyone's perceives someone else's hell is different. It's like, oh, you don't know pain. That'd be a walk in the park to me. It's like, dude, what you don't understand is their hell is equally hell to them as your hell is to you. Like, so a lot of people miss that. They're like, oh, well, if it was me, I would have navigated it. It's like, dude, like, I get that, but their suffering is equally suffering to them. Like, so a lot of people, I don't know, maybe they don't have the mental bandwidth to understand that or empathize, but you know what I mean? So I just want to see people doing well emotionally. Is my mission statement would probably be the serenity prayer, which is, God teach me what I could control, what I cannot, the wisdom to know the difference between the two. I'd say everything that drove me insane was trying to have control over things that I have no business trying to control. And I used to be a controlling person, man. I used to, you know what I mean? And life is like chess, man. You can't be on other people's side of the board moving their pieces for them. Like, that's not how you play chess. And you do that enough times, nobody's going to play with you. You know what I mean? So the unspoken rule to chess is move your own pieces, and if you don't like how someone plays, just go play a game with someone else, I used to get mad at inconsiderate people because they're inconsiderate. And it's like, they're being what they are is what I learned now, you know?
Hmm.
And I used to expect consideration to come from the inconsiderate or kindness to come from the asshole or righteousness to come from the unrighteous. And I used to get mad because I feel like what I'm asking for is not too much. I'm not asking for much. And it's like, I'm right. I'm not asking for too much, but from them I am because I'm asking them to be something that's counterintuitive to what they naturally are at the moment. And I'm not saying they can't evolve or transcend or become better, but for now, people only know how to be what they are, you know. And I have peace with that and more acceptance, and people don't bother me as much as they used to. So these are the things I want to pass along to others, because I really feel like people could be better off knowing these things than not knowing it. Because, you know, I used to have self-deletion, ideation, not wanting to be here over some girl that doesn't love me, feeling like if she tells me she loves me, I'll be valuable or I'll feel valuable, and just all this, you know, nonsense that I don't believe anymore. And, you know, there's a lot of things that we think we need that we don't actually need. You know, so yeah, I want to get people to believe in themselves, you know, to really understand what the serenity prayer means and how powerful it is. Because it's powerful when you control what you could control, and you let the variables be the variables, and you don't curse the structure of reality, but instead try to be adaptable to it and just play the best game you could play, you know. You know, a lot of people want to dismantle the board instead of just being a better player, you know. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Shout out, Birdie. Oh,
You ain't think I'll be this deep and
no.
philosophical, huh? You ain't think I'd be like this.
Oh, you good. You good.
I'm trying to match you in philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Like. But these are the things that matter to me. But what about you? I'd say, from how I observe you to be, I'd say probably similar reasons. But I'd love to hear your story, man. You know, how you got started and your motivations.
Pretty much the same thing. I would use different words but besides the serenity prayer, I got a video talking about the serenity prayer. Pretty much that in action is, I mean, that's pretty much handling the mindset right there. That's what most people are suffering.
Yeah.
Holding on to stuff they shouldn't be, or not changing stuff that they should be.
Right.
But no, I mean, like the whole story, that's a different thing. The motivation is still the same thing. Shine light. Strengthen my light, shine the light to motivate other people to shine their light.
Amen. That's what it's about, man. You know, one of my favorite quotes: this world is going to be better because you exist, or worse because you exist. Whichever one it ends up being, you actually have a say in the matter. I love that quote, man. Yeah. For me personally, like, I used to be pretty toxic and control. I'm not gonna lie, man. When I was at my worst, I can't say that I contributed to this world being better. It was probably worse because I was here. But now that I'm like evolving, and some people think that's cruel to say, to realize what a lowly place you was in. They're like, oh, why are you being mean to yourself? It's like, it's not mean to self-analyze and realize I was not the higher version of self. And I don't identify with that anymore. Like, you know, and it might have been necessary to transcending, you know, but at the same time, it's like, nah, like, I'm glad that I'm evolving, you know. So, yeah, because sometimes, you know, especially ladies, they'd be like, love yourself, king. It's like, yo, it's not that I don't love myself. I just know where I was. And it was a bad place. Like, I was actually a loser. But you know what I mean? They think it's mean to call yourself, the old version of yourself, a loser. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
So.
Like, who I get it.
But yeah, but good to see you lately, man. I mean, yeah, but I've been going to some of your lives, and I'm like, I hope he's all right. Energy be seeming down a little bit. I hope overall.
I'm tired. It's just 88 battles. I'm ready to get back to yapping. That's all. I just want to get back to yapping and answering questions and digging into quotes and doing what I love to do.
Amen. That's what's up.
Wow. These battles are a different thing. Well,
right.
The way I'm doing them, it's meant for a different thing.
Do you do 88 a week or 88 a day?
88 every day for 88 days straight. So it's for the past 85 days, I've streamed every day for about 10 to 12 hours.
Damn.
Just doing these battles.
That's what's up.
We almost done though. Once I get done, I feel like I'm going to evolve and be doing different things. Who up, man?
That's what's up, man. How often do you mute the creators? Would you say 50% of the time?
Probably much more than that. Lately? Yeah, lately, much more than that. I'm just trying to finish.
Right.
Yeah, I'm burnt out. That's what I'm saying. I wish we would have talked for the first time when my social battery was a little higher.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been dope. Yeah, I wonder what conversations we would have had then. On the bright side, yeah, it's never too late to have those conversations now. But at least you know,
I don't know. It's still silly, but
yeah, yeah. At least you know it'll be like dope, and you know you'll never have to mute me because I ain't on that jazz. So
I need to be I got a vision. We almost there.
right,
I can't explain to people how much these damn 88 days have been affecting me. I can just show you. I didn't eat yet, Dylan. I didn't eat today. I mean, later.
right.
Yeah, really.
Is there a rematch button, and do you want me to invite more people, or
That's up to you, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah? I was gonna do. I don't see the rematch button anywhere. I don't know if it's on your end. It says
Oh,
match.
we still got 35 seconds left.
Oh, I'm bugging. I didn't even see that. My bad. No wonder. I'm like, yo, how you rematch this fool? Like, it's dope, man.
Now, if I had more energy, I would just be challenging everything you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I would just challenge it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'd love to hear, and we'll get to it, but I'd love to hear, you know, how you see it differently. You know what I mean?
Oh, not even differently. I just want to see how you see it different. I want to see how you see what you see differently.
Right, how I got to my conclusions. I'm fascinated with that and other people, man. Yeah, I'm quicker to be curious than I am to criticize. I think most people are the reverse, and that's why they're so mad all the time. They want to criticize before there's any curiosity. And I'm like, even if I hear someone with a crazy viewpoint, it's like it might be wild, but it's like, okay, but how did you get to that conclusion? Like, yeah, I just be wondering, you know. So, you know. And I think people rather hate the people instead of the ideology, you know, but have grace on the people and realize it's like, yo, they're redeemable. It's not people that need to get tossed out of a balcony. It's the mindset. I'd like to ask you, what's some of your favorite subscribers? Your favorite, like, you got any fans where it's like when they show up, energy boosts a little because they're there. I like Macho a lot. The guy that be hitting the heavy bags. He's funny.
Oh my. I don't know. That's a weird question. That's not a weird question. It's an interesting question.
Right, because now you got to pick favorites, and they might hear you and unsubscribe if they're present. So,
if anybody wants to unsubscribe because of my opinion, that's completely okay. No, this just different. They're just all different. Like they all do different things.
right.
Like it's like they bring different things to the table because. If I would say, because Macho's a fun, silly energy and kid, but then when Swank comes in, Swank been here for a long time, so that's a different energy. Yeah, I don't know who I would. Then I got trolls that I know are usually pretty entertaining. I got like trolls that I enjoy when they come in. But ultimately, all of that's based off how I'm feeling.
Right.
Because sometimes somebody will be entertaining, and if I'm not in the mood, that same thing that was entertaining the day before, I might find annoying this day.
Right. I got you. Yeah, I guess I was like, if I could frame it better, I was kind of asking like if you have a hierarchy, like a top 5, top 10 on both sides. Yo, these are my top 5 favorite trolls, my top 5. It changes on a day.
It's not. It's just different seasons. Like I would consider the people that were here. I got a few people that were here before TikTok, but once I started TikTok, I would consider the first season the people that were here the first year. Then I quit my job, and that brought in a whole different group of people. Then I started these battles, and that brought in a different group of people. So
Got
I mean,
it.
like each one of those were like different
Categories.
seasons.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. That's dope, man. Yesterday I was talking about like offense and stuff like that, and I was like, isn't it crazy that you offend somebody one time, friendship over, and maybe you didn't intentionally do it, you just didn't know that it was a boundary, or you didn't know, you know what I mean? And maybe some things. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you offend somebody one time and the friendship's over, that's good. No, seriously, like that's if you're about to go on a road trip and you hit a speed bump and your whole front end falls off, it's better that happened before you got on the road. Because if you and I can't work through an offense, we were friends for the wrong reasons. We were friends just because we were lonely, not because we actually wanted to grow and evolve together.
That's deep, bro. Yeah. Yeah, because like I
Still hurts
lost
though.
it.
Still hurts. Let me get
Yeah,
that. Because
it does.
sometimes it sounds like if we say, "Oh, that was a bad friend," or "That woman wasn't good," that shit still hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost some people over on this thing, on this app over some what I consider minuscule, and not even trying to like because if you say that to the person, obviously it feels like you're undermining how they feel. And I never try to do that to people because I understand what's not a big deal to me is a huge deal to you. That's why you're reacting the way you do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, dang, bro, that you know, that's how much you got in the tank for this friendship. You was running on E this whole time, man. Like, so it was some people I really liked a lot. And sometimes some of them I still reach out to, and sometimes I tell them. But then it sounds like sometimes I'll send them voice clips, and I don't know if it sounds like I'm morally trying to be superior, because I'll talk in generalities about like offense and how that could ruin things. And they're like, "Oh, is this guy trying to take shots at me?" I don't know how they hear it because you never know how someone's going to hear something. You know what you said and how you said it, but how it's received is different. You know what I mean? Sometimes. But what's up, Miss Vibey? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh, Miss Vibey, I got to make a video for you on what you asked the other day about. I think you said kitchen appliances. How to be an affiliate marketer for that. So yeah, I saw this one video. I think live with you. The person made $100,000. Was selling kitchen appliances. I don't know what the time frame was for making the money, but I'm dang, it's crazy in so many ways.
What's up, life?
I haven't seen Macho in a minute. I wonder what up, sis. I wonder how Macho's doing.
He got a job at Amazon. He be working. He still stops by every now and again. Got LA Hua, life, back up.
Right.
Living busy.
What up, Tammy? How you doing, man? But yeah. Happy holidays to you, sir. I hope you know you have a great Thanksgiving, man. Great Christmas as well. You got any plans for tomorrow?
Now I'm actually doing it early.
Yeah, to get it out the way.
Day.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant battles early to get this out the way. That's what I interpreted.
That's what I'm doing both. I started today early to try to get done early, but we're doing Thanksgiving today.
That's just
postponing it till Sunday. How much? Why do you want me to shave my whole face bald, then? It's wintertime coming. You should wait till the spring and then you can donate and figure that out. But I'm not gonna shave this in the wintertime.
What up, Joyful? What trips me out about the holidays, there's always those disgruntled family members that they can't wait to pick your life apart, tell you about yourself. It's like, bro, I see you once a year, twice. And you wonder why it's not more times than that, because we never have pleasant interactions. You know, crazy, man. I was watching this funny video. Alex Harmozy was the speaker. I love motivational speakers, man. It changed my life personally, but I was listening to Alex Harmozy talk, and then his aunt was like, "Yeah, I don't like the way you live your life. It's unbalanced and unstructured." And he was like, "Well, what part of my life?" He's $100 million man, by the way. And he's like, "Well, you can't call me broke. You can't say that my finances are bad." He's like, "I'm happily married. You can't say that, you know, is it because I work too much? Like, because this is the type of guy to work 15, 16 hours a day, but he loves what he do. And you know how it is when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. People try to tell him about work-life balance, and he's like, y'all trying to get me to sit down and watch Netflix. Like, I don't care about that. I love working." And it's hard for some people to grasp that. Like, his work is his hobby. It's the same thing. They're, you know, because people associate work with pain, and maybe that's why there's a disconnect. But he was like, okay, well, I just established that, you know, to me, my life is superior to your life in many areas. You know, I don't know what type of unbalance you think I have, but you tell me, oh, she's just like, oh, I would never want your life. I was like, okay, good, bravo. I would never want yours. So now that we have an understanding, you don't have to live my life and I don't have to live yours. If I wanted your life, I would be living my life in a similar fashion, but I'm not, because I don't care to live out your life. And he couldn't understand why, like, at Thanksgiving, it's like, we got to have this discussion, or you got to throw stones at me. Like, what are you, mad? Like, so do crazy. You got any siblings, Poot, or sisters, brothers?
Yeah, I got a bunch of siblings, but none of them are my mom's kids. Like I grew up like, yeah. My dad had a bunch of kids, but we didn't spend holidays together or anything like that.
Right.
Nothing like that. I think 3 sisters and 3 brothers.
Right. That's what's up. Been getting sick, man. Nose clogged like a mug. I gotta clean my stuff out. Oh, I hate having the flu or whatever, man. Sucks. Gotta drink some water. Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah. Come back. What the hell was that? Did it come back worse than it was, or did it come back lesser? Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean specifically?
Oh no, I was asking somebody in my chat. Her son woke up with a fever again. He had a fever a day or so ago, and I was wondering if it was lesser.
Got it. Take a ginger shot, and sometimes I wonder why they don't combine the chats when it's a battle, at least a two-way battle. Do you think combined chats would be better?
I think you should have the option of combined chats.
Right.
I don't think it would be good for it to automatically happen because some people, a lot of times my chat's toxic as hell and being mean about the other side. But it would be cool to give you that option. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be dope. Pretty dope. Person said take a ginger shot and elderberry syrup. I don't even know what elderberry is. Never even heard of that. It sounds like it'll heal you in a second. Elderberry. Elderberry
gummies.
Tell me if you heard of this remedy, Pooch. She said, take a ginger shot with elderberry syrup and lots of water. Sounds like it'll fix you right up.
Probably all of that type of stuff usually works. Ginger and all of that. Yeah, no, because ginger ale usually helps with a stomach ache, and that's ginger ale. That's barely even actually ginger. Right.
It's like 3% ginger, or who knows what the amount is. What up, Dreamy?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like, it'd be pretty cool if you could do that.
Dude, yo, Poot, right? So let's get philosophical a little bit, man. I can't not hear your philosophy, right? You know what I mean? So what's your favorite thing about life if you had to pick one thing?
Oh God, how do you pick one thing out of life?
I could go first if you want.
Yeah, sure.
My favorite thing is no matter how much it sucks, you could self-improve and it could get way better. Life to me is like a video game. Like you start off, your character's mediocre as hell, but by the final boss, if you get all that XP and you have your skill points and attributes laid out evenly, strength meter 8 out of 10, or you know what I mean, speed, agility. Obviously our meters are different in real life. It's more like self-awareness, empathy, communication.
I get it.
But I like that no matter what the baseline is of your reality, it could be improved upon, and you could get way better. Like even 0.5% incremental change over a year, the compounded effect of that, Jesus, you know what I mean? So that's my favorite thing about life, is you could always improve.
Now because of my mind, like I would agree with you, but my mind has to challenge everything.
Let's go.
So we can't forget that that's a part of the privileged way of living life. Some people are just born. If you're just born in a cage to work, self-improvement and spirituality is a luxury. To be able to worry about self-improvement and I can feel better than I did yesterday means you have the opportunity for change tomorrow. If you are born and every day is already figured out for you, and some humans do have that hell, then that might take away some of the fun of the game. Now, don't get me wrong, because even in the worst of situations, you do still have that.
Right.
But sometimes the game can be pretty stripped down to the point where you ain't going to really enjoy that.
Right.
Some people, no matter how high up they get, it's still going to be hell.
Yeah.
But that's rare as hell. That's just me playing devil's advocate. And at the core, I still agree with what you said, because that's my favorite thing about life. The fact that it's skill-based.
Yeah. And you don't have to suck forever. You could just, You can play a
Yes.
better game. Like I said, like I think earlier, I think I said most people rather topple the game and throw all the cards on the floor. It's like, dude, just be a better player. Like, and but I know that sounds like a thing that privileged people say. Like, if you knew how to play, I had a podcast the other day, and I was like, I don't know if life is even hard at all. Like, maybe the hardest thing is there's doors that we're trying to walk through, and we don't have the key. That part is hard. Not having the key, the door that leads to success, whatever that is for you, emotional success, financial, spiritual. You ain't gonna get through a door when you don't. Getting through a door when you don't have the key. It's like you can't break through a door with your bare hands. But
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people are attempting to do. But I always ask people, how hard is it to turn the key? And another thing that's my favorite thing about life, well, that I like a lot, is whatever you don't know, that knowledge is contained in a book, in a seminar, in a podcast, in a person, and you got to seek it out, the information. You know what I mean? And once you get it, now you could transform your life. When you start thinking differently. Because I think that the outcome is predetermined by daily inputs, which is predetermined by mindset. And a lot of people find it hard to change because they can't change their mindset because they don't change their environment. But you change who you're around, you get new thoughts, ideas, and now you get to do daily activities that are different, which leads to a better outcome. Because like when I think about millionaires, I don't think that they're any different than us. I think they acquired a skill. They know something. If our daily activities look like that of a millionaire, it's a matter of time before our results are very similar to theirs. We might not exceed them, and we might be a little bit beneath them. But in terms of 10xing our results, it's like, I don't see why we wouldn't if we didn't do the same things, personally. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of those things.
It's not even that I disagree with the things you're saying. When people say things, I'm always just making sure in the back of their mind, there's the caveat for what about billionaires?
Got
We
it.
know that you ain't working to get there. That's
Yeah,
bloodline and manipulation. So, but this isn't to take away from what you're saying. This is just to make sure we mean what we say. Like
got it.
imagine if I say, oh, "This is my favorite. This is my favorite soda." It's also the
Uh-huh.
only soda I ever had. And then it's like, well, it can still be your favorite. That can be true, but you've never, So I
Right.
don't disagree with any of what you're saying. Any of it.
Yeah.
And yes, most of the people that are suffering, it's based off their. I didn't coin the term, but their mental diet. Just like if you wake up and you eat a potato chip every day, if you wake up and listen to bullshit every morning,
Oh
wake
yeah.
up and watch the news every morning, this stuff affects people. You're aware of it. It affects people in ways they can't imagine.
Right.
It affects people in ways they cannot imagine.
You're right. Yeah, and I definitely don't mind the devil's advocate stuff. Some people can't stand that. They're like, why you got to challenge everything? Why you can't just agree with me?
I just
But
got to challenge it to make sure
yeah,
racism's bad.
yeah, I'm with you, by the way. Yeah.
But do you understand where a racist person's coming from? Now, that doesn't mean they're right, but it just helps. We're going to go through something similar in the future when our grandkids have the option to bring home an AI boyfriend or an AI girlfriend.
Oh yeah, it's
That
happening.
same feeling of I grew up without my society didn't look at that thing as equal, and now I have to reconform my entire thought process around it. That's no excuse not to do it, but if we can understand their struggle, that doesn't, again, this is not a sympathize, but that's anything we go through. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
tell
good
you
to.
explain.
Nah, yeah. It's a dual
I'm always
perspective.
thinking about who's listening. I'm thinking about somebody who doesn't understand listening and taking that and saying, oh, so you're saying this. I'm not saying any of that, no.
Right. Got it.
Yeah, but you get that. You get that. It's we're not always speaking to people that understand. So a lot of times you got to explain yourself way past blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when dudes speak in generalities and girls hear that, they're like, "Are you saying all?" And he's like, "Well, he's saying either his experience is mostly that, or I don't know if anyone's ever. Well, maybe some people are saying, yeah, I think all people are like this, or all this side is like this, like, you know what I mean? And it's that caveat of like, hey, you know that even if it's 99% true, right, or applies to damn near everybody, there is that 1%, like, So I think that's what you're trying to say, yeah.
I'm just keeping it in your mind. Understanding that affects how you feel your feelings.
It is.
Like if you feel pain and truly think what you're feeling is the worst pain imaginable, it'll amplify what you're feeling.
Got it. How do we fight against pain? For me, it's gratitude. What do you think?
Don't. Why would you fight against pain? Just understand pain. If you understand pain, you can love it. Pain is
Mm,
only horrible if we don't understand it.
mm,
See, when you, like the tool of gratitude, like you just said, when you really start appreciating the tool of gratitude, I don't want to say you look forward to pain, but there are moments where you're going through something and you know this is going to turn and you start to look forward to that. I use the gym comparison. Like if you and I go to the gym and we bust our ass at the gym and we come back, can barely move our arms. I can I can call you the next morning and be like, "Are you?" We're both of us. I can't move my arms. Pain. We feel that pain, but we know where it came from. We know what it means. We know what it leads to, so we can be proud of that pain.
mm.
Same pain, but if we woke up and had that same pain, but we didn't go to the gym, now it's goddamn horrifying. Same exact pain, but we don't know where it came from, what it means. So the
Wow.
same pain that's what we go through mentally. People don't understand that their jealousy is a sign of something they can improve. They're going through mental pain. They don't understand it. So it's the same pain, but it's goddamn horrifying. It's horrifying if you don't understand the pain you're feeling. Then you
Mm.
think acid reflux is a goddamn heart attack. No, that's because of the pound of spaghetti you just ate. You're not having a heart attack. You ate a pound. You're just the same thing mentally. We start feeling empty and we start feeling dark, and we're supposed to know this is okay. Something they teach moms when they first have their baby. You might have crazy thoughts about your baby. That's okay. You might want to throw your baby away. That's okay. These are normal thoughts. But if you don't tell that to a new mom and she has these thoughts, oh
Uh-huh.
my God, she would look at herself like a goddamn demon. I'll be right. I'm away.
You gotta do a number one again.
I was actually about to.
I'm
I
doing
was
number
speaking
two.
code. I was about to do.
Do the doo doo.
I don't do that. I take my time. My doo-doo is spiritual. I take my time. I'm gonna grab my wallet and put the gingerbread filter on and mosey on down the road a few feet. That's what we need, Dylan. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it all going.
Right. Yeah. I really like what you said as a response, by the way, because I think about the pain in the gym, and that's necessary pain if you want to grow, is what you're saying.
And you love
And
it. You love it because you understand it.
wow.
But imagine if you woke up with gym pain but didn't go to the gym. That'd be scary as hell.
Yeah. That's deep, bro. What do you think of this? This is a quote. You mentioned jealousy, right? There's a quote that I read. Jealousy is an unevolved version of inspiration.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, because like you would never be jealous of people you don't want things from. Well, not that you want things from them, whose life you don't wish to duplicate in some form of aspect. Now, you might be mad that they have it and you don't, but it's an unevolved. You're inspired, but you're just too much of a hater to know you're inspired. So it's a reduced, lower vibrational form of inspiration is jealousy, and inspiration is in its most evolved format. It's like jealousy, but just more mature version of it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Let me see. Let's run down some quotes. What do you think of this quote? Everyone brings joy to a room either by entering it or by leaving
That's I agree. I like any quote that I hear because the first quote that I heard, I wanted to flip into it. I wanted to dig into it and see, okay, when is this not true?
it. Uh
And
huh.
that's what I was having trouble doing. This one, I'm like, when is that not true? We were talking about situations. Some people come from situations where everyone's always miserable, and whether you come in or come out, they're always going to be miserable. Others have no joy.
Right.
But I do
Yeah.
like the quote.
Yeah. The way when I read that quote, I was like, I thought about people when they enter the room. I'm not happy that they're there because it's like, oh, like you're here, God. Now I feel like I gotta leave because you're here. But versus people, yeah. But as soon as they enter, it's like, wow, like, dude, how you been, man? It's been a minute. Haven't seen you since high school, bro. Like, how's everything, bro? Like, you genuinely want to know, and you want to hang out with them too, like, So I read that quote, and it's like you're either having one effect on people or the other, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I join a live, like, it's either excitement or dang, this guy's here, fuck.
Hopefully.
Yo, someone just said, "I'm really happy and joyful when Poot leaves the room." So Dylan said
You told me that, Captain J. Dylan, good people.
that.
You
What's
told me
up,
yesterday,
Dylan?
Captain J. I don't know what happened with it, though. I'm gonna get my wallet. I'll be right back.
Nah, take your time, bro. That's funny. Dylan came over to my side to be a hater. That's crazy. That's funny. Oh, damn, I got a 25-minute reminder. Call review. I don't want to do that today. Might have to show up to that. Yeah, I should probably do it. That's funny, Dylan. How you doing, man? It's good to see you, bro. How's everything? Yeah, Poot is dope, man. I wonder how many people is on Poot's live active chat right now. But yeah, pleasure to meet y'all, man. I love getting into philosophy and stuff, and I've known Poot for about I think 6 months. Just saw him streaming, man, and I found admiration in the fact that he quit his job. I thought that's cool to do what he prefers to do. I was like, that's what's up, bro. You took a risk, no risk, no reward. I believe in that. Might not even be as much money as the job, or just barely enough, but I thought that was dope. He's got 4 viewers right now. Okay, okay. That's what's up. What's going on, Dylan? Ooh, here's another quote. Tell me what you think of this quote, Poop. Give me a second. Okay, you still there, by the way? Oh yeah, you're still
Yeah,
there.
man.
Showed up in the form of the gingerbread man cookie. All right. A woman has 2 jobs when it comes to a man: to make him mad when he's calm, and to calm him down when he's mad.
No, no, I do not. I do not know. I do not subscribe to that toxic nonsense. Hell no. Do not make me upset when I'm calm. No. The first one, definitely. The first one, yeah. No, no, no.
Oh my God. I've met people who it seems like that's their assignment, but then of course, nothing's true for everybody, but it was just one of those, it's more of a meme than it is a quote for real, but let me see if I can find a good one. Hold on. I got them in my phone. I'm gonna go through some old ones. Let me see. um, let's see. I sent this to a friend. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, accept. Okay, let's see if I could. Ooh, okay. Some people, some people are so broken they get mad at you for being whole.
Some people are so broken they get mad at what?
They get mad at you for being whole.
They get mad for being cool,
Yeah, like complete, like
like
whole, like
unemotional, like that.
no, no, no. That some people are so broken they get mad at you for being whole, like WHOLE, like whole as in complete.
Oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. Those people have convinced themselves that being broken is the only way to be, and you are lying and deceiving others by pretending to be whole.
Mm,
If they would actually take the time and acknowledge that they're broken, then the next step would be, well, how do I fix myself? And most people want to avoid that type of questioning, so they just say, it's you.
or the universe or reality.
Yes, something,
Right.
anything but them. The universe, the president, these people, anything but them.
Mm,
Give me 2 seconds.
got it. Dope. Tired mama, how you doing, man? What's up? What's up with it? How's everybody doing? I like that one. This next one has words that I don't know if they're have been sanctioned on here. You know, so much things you can't say. You know, tyranny. You know what's crazy about a tyranny? You can't have a tyranny without first suppressing free speech. There's this concept of truth will set you free. You know, so in a tyranny, you're not allowed to say the truth because the truth will set other people free as well as yourself. And no one's allowed to be free in a tyranny. So the suppression of ideas is number one. Baseline for having a tyranny is the suppression of free speech. Am I mixed? Me? No, I'm 100% Dominican. Yep. Are you okay? My bad. I didn't see your question at first. My apologies. I'm really happy and joyful when Poot leaves the room. Okay, I read that already. That was you trolling. I don't think that's the case, Dylan. I think you love when Poot enters the room. That's your guy right there. Are you from the USA? Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I was born in Manhattan, right? But I was raised in the Bronx until about the age of 12. I'm 34 years old right now. I was raised in the Bronx until about, I say 12 years old or so. Yeah. And then, but most of my life, I was in Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Poconos. I guess is technically where I'm from, even though I'm from the Bronx. But I don't know. When I tell people where I'm from, I tell people that wherever place I spent the majority of my life, which is definitely Pennsylvania. So I'm more from Pennsylvania than I am from the Bronx, even though I'm from the Bronx. I don't know if that makes sense, but you sound young because you sound sharp-minded. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Personal development is the most important thing to me in my personal life, and really want to be max out my potential. My bad. I didn't realize. Oh no, the match is still going. Okay, okay. I thought we was just sitting here with no match. So I thought that's why I was. If you wonder why I'm apologizing. I thought we were sitting here without the battle going on. I keep forgetting to look at the timer. Yeah. So how I got, I guess, sharp. So Jordan Peterson, I'm a huge fan. I listen to his 5 hour lectures like all the time, 2 hour lectures, however long he be talking. But I listen to video content at 2x speed because now it compresses a 5 hour video to 2.5. You know, so and I could process information pretty quickly as I'm listening. He's saying big words, bro. Like, it definitely challenged me, and I didn't always know where he was going with his topics or what he was talking about, but it definitely made me smarter listening. You know, learned a lot about articulation, just motives, just a lot of different things. Anyways, that's one of my favorite speakers. Another person I love Tony Robbins. I love Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Gary Vee. These are the people I draw inspiration from. If I had to recommend a number one speaker, which I didn't even mention yet, it's crazy how he's my number one. I didn't mention him yet. I wonder why that is. Maybe because his baseline is from a religious sense. He's a pastor, but to me, he's a motivational speaker. His name is Dan Moeller. Yeah, he's dope. And I'd say he might have had the most impact on me. And it's crazy how I list him the last, though. I don't know. I don't know if that's because I'm like, people don't want to be recommended something religious, so let me bring him up last. I don't know if that's a subconscious thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because you would think if he's my favorite, I'd list him first, right? I don't know. Why did I go with Jordan Peterson? Maybe because he's also on the religious side, I guess. You know, he definitely advocates for Christian principles and stuff. And when he preaches on the Bible, it's more from it's not from a standpoint of did this happen or not, or what's the validity of the claims of the Bible, but I think it's more from psychological perspective. What can you get from the stories? Yeah, is usually his frame of mind when he's lecturing. But yeah, man. What about you, Dylan? Tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from? Like, what are your favorite things about life? Like, how long you been on TikTok? I don't know. How much money did you make last week? No, I'm joking. You don't have to answer that. Whatever you feel like sharing, man. Life of views. What up, life? What's going on with you? Follow back. I got you, bro. Level 26 gifter. What's the highest gifter, y'all? I think it's 50, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit more about myself. This is probably what most people would consider embarrassing or never share. I used to live in my car for like 3 years intentionally because, um, I'll explain my motives in a second, but did Uber, right? And I knew inherently I'm a lazy person, for real. And I knew that about myself. I knew if I got an apartment, I'm gonna get PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Xbox, Nintendo, like definitely a gamer. And I was scared to make just enough money to pay bills to go home and binge video games and forget about my purpose. I'm easily tempted and led off the path that I'd like to be on. So waking up in my car every day, what it did for me is it forced me to remember my goals. It forced me to remember I don't want to live in a car for the rest of my life. I used to shower at Planet Fitness, kept clean clothes in the trunk, did Uber hard. Like my best month was $12,000 in a month. 2 grand a week was easy for me in Philadelphia. Yeah, and I just wanted to keep the goals the main thing. And to do that, I had to starve the side of me that would be tempted to indulge in entertainment constantly, you know? And I starved that side by always waking up where my job is, which is my car. Uh, so yeah, developed a bit of a gambling habit. I lost $30,000 gambling. Don't advise it. That was a dream for a bit to make $1,000, you know, gambling a day. That was a dream, but it's tough. It's possible, but most people don't make it because the spirit of greed takes over. And if you struggle with that, the reason people have such an affinity for it, well, first of all, people can't get off the table. Yeah, they can't get off the table because they always think they're gonna win or it won't go to zero. I heard a story of this lady hit a jackpot and she smacked it for like 166,000, and before the night is over, she's at zero. And they brought her over a paper that says, "Would you like to pay taxes on that 166,000?" Because I think you could pay taxes right there, right then and there. And she said no. And I'm pretty sure her story was she lost 166,000, but she still owes taxes on that amount, even though she went back to zero the same night. Crazy, crazy. Um, I think people have an infinite, what do you call it? If you're at a gambling table and you're infinitely unsatisfiable, that's the problem right there. The threshold for satisfactory has to be minimal. Like if you take 100 to 10 grand, yo, you should be ecstatic. You should leave. But most people are like, oh, I'll take it to 100,000. And maybe you do. Okay, maybe you took 100 to 100,000 in one day. Yo, okay, what's the next milestone? You see? So it's like you're infinitely unsatisfiable because you won't go home. And it's like, what's the next threshold? The next threshold, chasing the next high, without realizing that the spirit of greed now has you captive and it's going to keep you at that table until you're back at zero, you know? Is it possible to fight the spirit of greed and win? Very few people do, for real. There are people that are professionally, you know, they'll play poker, they'll play these games. Give me a second. But the odds are working against you, and the casinos know how to keep you there. You notice in casinos, they don't have a clock. You never know what time it is until it's time, you know, and most people, they only leave when they're broke and they can't play anymore. And it builds a perpetual habit of always going back, hopeful that you could have a better outcome, but never amending your errors that you did in the past that led to you being at zero, you know? Because if your mindset is like, and some people have a go all in mindset, it's like, dude, that's not how people invest. And if you think about like investors, they don't invest 8 hours a day, but yet some people gamble 8 hours. Personally, I've done that. I've gambled 8, 9 hours straight, and it's like, yo, this is unhealthy, you know? Because forex traders, you think about how many trades they place in a day. It's like one or two trades. But when you have a work mentality, you think more hours means more money. That's not true for investment. More hours spent means more exposure to risk. There's a good chance you're going to bring yourself back down to zero or get too excited to get to the next level, to the point you take risks that are beyond what you should be taking, risking half of your account, 25%, 5%, 1%, you know what I mean? So what made me think it was possible is because, you know, I had someone that I looked up to that I was chasing 10K days. That's what happened to me at Borgata. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Life reviews. I understand, man. Yo, listen, and if you ever need someone to talk to about that, I'm here, man. You know what I mean? I'm not no professional 1-800 anonymous phone number, but you know, just to have someone to talk to, man, because that's probably one of the strangest addictions one could have. Like, you know, everything else people might rationalize and be like, oh, I understand, you know, but the whole throwing your money away, people are like, yeah, that's dumb, idiotic. Like a lot of people, you'll feel no compassion from them when they talk to you about you being in that place. So I understand, bro. Now I invest in houses. That's what's up, bro. Flipping houses. That's what's up, man. How you doing with that, by the way? So yeah, a little bit about my background story. Um, you know, I write music, you guys. I write rap songs. I put rap into motivational speeches. In a second, I'll show you a few of those when I'm able to. But I wrote over 300 songs. Currently, for work, I'm on an e-bike delivering food in New York City. That's what I do. Um, yeah, it's cold out there, by the way. But because of my gambling, that's why I lost my car. If you're wondering why I'm on a bike instead of a car, my car got repoed, couldn't afford it to get it out. And then when I had a rental car to fix my situation, I kept going back to the destructive habits, which led me to be at my friend's house, had a friend taking care of me. And guys, let me encourage you, man. If you build character, do the work on character, right? So that when you're in a crisis and it's time for you to live on a couch at a friend's house, people don't mind saying yes to you because it's you. You know what I mean? I was the person people didn't mind saying yes to because I've built character over the years. I check on people. I'm the type of person when everyone starts passing away, I call people to be like, yo, like, listen, I just want to tell you I love you, bro. Because someone I grew up with passed, and it's a reminder that I got to go to, and so do you. If I never told you that I care about you, you mean something to me. You know what I mean? So lately, I've been making a lot of phone calls because people randomly, I popped up in Poot's chat mentioning that. He was like, oh, I don't know if you want to go there. I don't mind going there. Uh, but it's sad, man. That's probably one of the saddest things to me about life is that it has to end. I actually don't like that at all. But what can you do? You know what I mean? You know? So I just pray when it's my time, I'll leave the legacy behind that I'm capable of, that I maximize human potential financially, spiritually, personality wise, impact. It's my biggest prayer. It's like, God, whatever you put me here to do is that I accomplish that and that you're proud of me when it's all said and done, you know? Because many people, they come to planet Earth and they manifest their mediocrity instead of their greatness. And maybe that's why we're so mad at them. We're mad at people because they won't be what they're supposed to be. And you don't even know why, that's why you're mad at them. You know what I mean? You think it's because they did something wrong. But it's their programming is causing them. I was listening to Myron Golden, right? One of my favorite speakers, by the way. He talks about success operating system being installed into your CPU, where success comes automatic because you have the programming that's in alignment with the winner, right? And then there's a failure operating system. So sometimes successful people, they teach principles of success. If you have a failure operating system, your CPU is gonna it's gonna have an error code message, like it's gonna reject that data because it's like, no, you don't understand my story, or you don't know where I come from, you don't know. And no matter what, even if they're spitting facts that could change your life, there's gonna be a part of you that challenges everything that they say. And there's a healthy way of challenging, but then there's an unhealthy way where someone just said something revolutionary and you discard it because it's not familiar to you. And because it's not familiar to you, you don't want, like, let me give you an example, scams online. Everyone thinks everything is a scam, you know? Like, ain't no way you're making 10,000 a day or 1,000 a day or 800 a day. I know 800 a day sounds crazy, but somebody's doing it. If that comes across your feed right now, there's a good percentage chance that you're amongst the 75, 85% that just, they be thinking everything's a scam. Like, you know, oh, you trying to get me for my money. It's like, bro, what if they're telling the truth, right? What if they're making 1,000 a day, 30,000 a month, 365,000 a year? And what if they're not striving? What if it's easy for them? You know what I mean? But if you have a perception of it being a scam or unethical, you won't do the research because you think you know something because you're prideful. You know, you don't ask questions. You know, and you know. So I think you know, if you have humility, you'll ask questions. If you're prideful, you just make assumptions, and because you make assumptions, you don't learn above the baseline of whatever you think you know. And that's unfortunate because there's so many things to learn, you know, and learning comes through curiosity and being humble, humility, you know. So he said his life of views says he's doing good, left my job to go full time. That's what's up, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. And you was chasing 10K days. What was your game of choice? For me, it was sports betting. I stopped that. And then it was Baccarat. I'm trying to stay away from that. Sometimes I get tempted, but staying away from that. But those were the game of choice for me. A little bit of roulette, but I don't like roulette. I feel like it's rigged. I don't know if they have like a magnet under the table because I've seen it pop up. I've seen. Okay.
Huh?
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, bro. I didn't know if you was talking to me. My bad,
That's on my chat now.
Okay. Doing good. What are your chat people saying, Poot? My people are saying life of views. He's saying he left his job to go full time. I applaud anybody who does that, by the way.
Bob was saying random stuff, and Billy asked me how does one address harsh sophism, but I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to
Chauvinism?
look it up.
Chauvinism.
Sophism. Solipsism.
Right. Yeah, if you break it down in layman's terms, otherwise I got to look up the word just like you. I'm like, what? Blackjack. So, okay, thanks for coming over here and saying that word. Okay, no doubt. Let me look it up and see. Let me get knowledgeable because I don't even know. I never heard that word in my life. Soul, soul. Except. Soloism. Remember back in the day, Pooh, when I used to spam you with panel invites? I used to invite myself to the panel, and you was like, not right now, Robbie.
I still do that. I still don't have people come up with a panel. I don't do
Yes.
that too often.
Right. That's why I was excited when you started doing battles. I was like, finally, I got a chance to fucking talk to the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see. The quality of being very self-centered or selfish. The view or theory. Okay, here's what it is, Pooh. So that word, right? First of all, how do you even pronounce it? Let me hit the plate. Solipsism. Okay.
Solipsism.
Solipsism. Okay. The quality of being very self-centered. Right. So I guess it's almost like an antichrist philosophy, not to get super like over spiritualize everything, but if you think about the principles of Christ, it's like, I'm here to serve. He even has a line, I came here to serve, not to be served, but to serve others. There's so much you could gain from service. You think about Apple with $1 trillion evaluation, I think $2 or $3 trillion evaluation for their company. They created a product and they've been of service to many people. You guys might not know this. The iPhone sells at a rate of 20,000 units per hour. I think it's closer to 30,000 iPhones are being sold on an hourly rate, which is over $40 million, by the way. So you got to understand their evaluation for their company is so high because the money they make is in direct proportion to the amount of people that they're serving with the product or service. They create a product and they're giving you the opportunity for them to be of service to you. And I think most people have iPhones. I got to look it up. How many people in America have iPhones versus Android? I'm sure it skews more. I don't think it's 50-50. I think more people have iPhones. You know what I mean? But they've done a hell of a job, branding, creating a product, refining it, listening to the customer. They don't always listen to the customers because I think some of us prefer headphone jacks. And they didn't care about that. You know what I mean? They was like, hey, we taking that out so we can sell you this overly expensive iPhone headphones, whatever. AirPods. I don't have an iPhone. I don't know what it's called. But so you got to understand, like, we get mad at the 1%, and a lot of these people, they own businesses or companies, and they're serving many people. There's a principle in the Bible that says, "He who is of service," I'm paraphrasing, but it's like whoever's of most service to the most people, he is greatest amongst you all. And so in servitude, you'll get what you want. There's success principles that say if you help enough people get what they want, eventually there's no option but for you to get what you want. So if you guys are desiring money, you have to figure out how can I be of service to more people, right? And that's why like having a business is a God idea. It's a good idea because it's a God idea. Because God wants you to be of service to as many people as possible. What better way to do that than to have a business, and show up in the marketplace, solving the problems that other people have. Every job is the same, by the way, you guys. Jobs mean that there's a problem in the marketplace and you're facilitating a problem being solved. And that's why you're compensated. They don't pay you because they like you. They pay you because, hey, I got a problem. Like I need someone to shovel dirt, or I need someone to, they write out the contract. You agree to your hourly wage, even though you might not like the money, but you have to figure out how to become more valuable to the marketplace. But what you don't want to do is curse reality and get mad at the game. You don't want to topple the game because you're a bad player. You want to learn how to be a better player. People that complain constantly, they don't naturally think that way. They just want to topple the game and they want to curse millionaires, But that doesn't leave a legacy behind for you or your family. You gotta figure out like, what can I do to be in alignment with a lot more money, and it'll come through servitude through people, right? Because all the money that any of us have ever had is always someone else's money. There's a funny quote. It says, "You shouldn't aspire to make money because that's illegal. Like only the government makes money. If you're making money, you're printing it. That's illegal. You got to take someone's money, and not take it from them, but create a service or something valuable." where they're willing to just give you money in exchange for however you're servicing these people. So for me, one day I'm going to do consultation. I'm going to do booked calls. I'm sure I could get people on the phone, and there's people that would pay for these phone calls. I don't know what it's worth in the beginning. In the beginning, it might be $25, $50 an hour. Who knows? But there's someone I know his name is Psych Hacks on YouTube. He serves at such a high level. I think he has 800,000 subscribers. His consultation is $1,000 an hour. I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all. Like, imagine 1,000 an hour. That's what they pay him. I'm sure some people book a 2-hour consultation, and he specializes in relationships and what men and women want from each other, how to maximize, the chances of you getting what you desire, your desired outcomes from other people. But for you to get what you want from other people, you have to be the person that people want to deal with. Like, if people can't stand you, no one's going to want to transact with you on any level, relationship wise, you know what I mean, or business wise, So how can I be the person that people want to deal with? Look up hard solipsism. Got it. To be exact. Okay. I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm just now seeing your comment, by the way. And let me look up hard versus regular. Pause.
Richard Life Taylor Bowden.
Except I think I got 1 or 2 more matches, and then I'm probably out. Poot, it's been an absolute pleasure, bro. You know what I mean? One day I'll get more words out of you. I can't wait for that. But in the meantime, dude, thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it, man.
So yeah, you guys, pleasure meeting all of you guys on Poot's chat. I probably got 2 more matches in me. This one, maybe 1 more, and then I'm gonna head out temporarily until later. But love to see you guys again, man. If you have questions about whatever, if you need any type of help, like, I'm not a psychologist, by the way, but if you have questions and you need help and you feel like I could help you, come through, man. Ask questions. I'll invite you to the panel. You can have a real discussion if you want. You don't have to just be in the comment section. You know what I mean? I love panel discussions. You know what I mean? So you guys are welcome if you want. So hard versus, okay. Let's see the difference. So solipsism is philosophical theory that the only thing that exists is the self. Bad philosophy. Because it's too hedonistic. It's you. But there's also you today, tomorrow, next week, next year. You got to live life in a way that serves all future versions of you. The version of you that exists next week, right? Next year. That's why it's not a good idea to have a hangover every day if you have a job, right? Because there's going to come a point, even if you're a functional person that does that, comes a point where you slip and fall, and it's like it's obvious that you're not in your right mind. You know what I mean? Maybe you get away with it because no one knows that you're tipsy, right? But it's not that behavior is not in alignment with you keeping a job. So you're betraying your future self by doing that, right? So it's not just you today, it's you across time. It's also people across time. And if you offend and upset everybody, no one's going to want to deal with you. People won't offer you opportunity. So you have to live in alignment. Well, you don't have to, by the way. I don't like telling people you have to. You could do whatever you want. I would advise alignment, just so you can have better outcomes and people want to deal with you. Because think about if you become the most dislikable person, man, who's going to offer you, like, imagine you're someone I can't stand and I get a phone call for a $100,000 per year opportunity. Do you think I'm going to think of you? If I dislike you strongly, I'm going to call everybody I like first and not even consider you. You know what I mean? So I don't think people talk about the power of being a likable person. And I'm not saying that the goal is popularity contests and to kiss everyone's butt. But what I am saying is people overly extend themselves to see how they could be of service to you when they like you, and not so much when they don't. The windows of opportunity could close because someone and I'm not saying just, that person doesn't hold the key to your fate, because you could go get opportunity elsewhere. It's not a big deal because you lost a job or someone won't help you. But sometimes the reason nobody helps you is because of your character. You know what I mean? And that's not so good. And it's going to hurt your networking ability. Metaphysical, okay. The belief that nothing exists outside of one's mind. So that's metaphysical solipsism. And then they got these words, bro. The belief that nothing can be known for certain to exist outside of one's mind. And then they have methodological, which is an agnostic variant that emphasizes the justifications for an external world must be based on facts about one's own consciousness. Interesting. Commented on your damn man team. See what's on calls. Might have to be late to that thing. So it sounds like selfishness in its core essence, right? Only me. It's just a bad idea, just because. All right, let me give you an example. Somebody who I went to high school with, I pretty much talked to them once or twice in the last 17 years. And our second interaction, my first interaction is me reaching out to them, genuine concern for their well-being. How are you doing? Conversation. The person, I send voice clips. The person was like, can you not send voice clips? I'd rather you text it so I could have my auto reader read it to me so that I don't have to hear it because it's more convenient for me. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm good. Like, I ain't doing all that. So this my second interaction with this person in the last 17 years was, hey, how you doing? Oh, things are good. Little, bullshit dialogue. And, I'm being cordial and nice, but in my mind, I'm like, can we get to the damn point? Because I doubt that you care about my well-being. You need something. I know your type. Eventually it comes out, can you send me $125 Cash App, $150? No, I cannot. I don't know you like that. I don't rock with you like that. You're not my friend. Like, I wish you well, but why, Give me a second. Let's do one more match, Pooh. You got it. So she thinks it's a good idea that when you're in an emergency crisis, let me just spam call people and ask for $100 loan. If you want to increase your chances of getting money from people, just be a friend, bro. Be a friend. Ask infrequently. I did a podcast on this. How to maximize your chances of getting money from people. Because some of you need loans from friends and nobody's helping you with money. I can teach you how. One, be a friend. Don't be a stranger that I haven't talked to in 17 years and your first request to me is a Cash App request. You've greatly reduced the chances of me helping you because it's like, who are you again? Just because you sat next to me in second grade and you gave me a pencil sharpener, and you think that's enough leverage for you to ask for $150 now. It's like, oh, but we go way back. Yeah, I've known you for a long time, but I don't know you. You know what I mean? So one, be a friend. Two, ask infrequently. You don't want to be the person that needs $20 every week. And if you work at Burger King, no disrespect, that's probably why you need $20 all the time. Like, Burger King doesn't have that good a wage. Now, keep your job. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for people that work at Burger King. Sometimes I want a burger. I want a milkshake. But obviously, they don't pay livable wages. So you're always going to need money. And if you get 2 jobs, it's because the first one doesn't pay enough. If you get 3 jobs, it's because none of them pay enough. So people only know how to conceptualize 3, 4 jobs and stuff and don't think, man, how can I think outside the box? I would like 400 a day. What do I have to do to make that happen? So you got to get more curious with that. Anyways, when you live in a self-centered state of mind, only you do stuff like that. You disappear for 17 years and your first request is a Cash App request, which is going to get swatted down by many people. Now you wonder why the world is so cruel and unusual. It's like, well, how come you don't show genuine concern for people? You was never there to go with them to the movies. You don't hang out with them. You don't play video games with them. You don't talk to them. You show up when you need something. A lot of times that's the same way we do God. You know what I mean? We do God the way we do each other, which is I'll show up when when you could be of service to me. We pray when it's an emergency. We don't know God any other time, And it's like you want to build a relationship because you got to incentivize people to give a damn about your crisis. People don't just naturally care. Like, let me give you an example, right? You walking past, you see a bum in the street, they're starving, whatever. You walk past them and go to work like nothing. But now you walk past somebody, they're wearing the same clothes, whatever. It looks like just a bum at first, but then they take off their hat or whatever. And then you see their face and you realize, yo, that's my boy, that's my mom, that's my friend. And now you overextend yourself to feed them, give them $20, $50, ask them what's going on, talk to them. Why did you walk past the no name, but yet when there was someone you had a connection with who you loved very much, in an unfortunate situation, you stopped? Why did you stop? And why do you walk past bums all the time and never even give a second thought? Because of the human connection of this person means something to me or meant something to me before. And I'll be damned if I walk past you and don't at least give you $5 or talk to you or try to help or drive you somewhere. Do you need a ride? Do you need water? Do you need... That human connection is what people draw from to give a damn about your crisis. Human connection isn't formed. Your crisis happens. Boom, no one gives a damn. because you didn't build a community of people that would have your back, because all you cared about is you. So that's why I would advise against the solipsism, or however you pronounce that word, because it doesn't take the future version of other people across time. And they remember how you were. They remember how ungrateful you were, ungiving, and they remember how distant you were. Maybe they called you. They wanted to have just a normal relationship with you, and you was too Hollywood to spend any time. Didn't answer your phone. Didn't return a text message. Didn't ignored them until you needed something, and now you need something, and you expect them to care, right? If you live in this solipsism, whatever, you won't even be able to conceptualize, let me be a better person to incentivize people to want to help me later. Because what serves me later is if I serve you now, right? Because you'll remember that I served you today, right? And then, so that's why, guys, if you want to be selfish, be selfless, be about other people centric as much as possible. And you'll see how people extend themselves to do the same. And don't get me wrong, there's leeches and sponges out there that don't know how to reciprocate. Sometimes we are giving to the wrong people. But at the same time, like, if you don't give, you can't receive. A man that sows no seeds, he can't have a harvest. The problem is you guys want a harvest, but you won't sow any seeds. And now you get mad at someone that has a whole plantation or whatever. It's like, yo, but they sow seeds, or they did this, or they're doing work. You know what I mean? Another thing people have as a problem, they sow pumpkin seeds, and they mad that an apple has not been produced. So not only do you have to sow better seeds, you have to find the seeds you would like to sow that are congruent with the outcome that you would like to have. So if you want apple trees, you got to plant apple seeds and stop planting the pumpkin seeds. Like, stop working at Burger King and getting mad at your wages. I'm sorry, but it's always going to be under $20. Or with inflation, it'll gradually go up. But by the time you get a $2 raise, inflation's going to wipe out the value of that money anyways. You know what I mean? So. Are you impressed, Mr. Pooh? What do you think about my philosophy? I don't know if you could poke holes in it if you'd like, but.
Oh, it's not even hole pokeable. I mean, all of the. Well, are you getting out of here or what? What you doing?
No. I mean, I'll finish the victory lap, but I'm done after this 2-minute timer.
All the great minds since the beginning of time have all said the same thing. Like, at some point, it's like sitting around talking about fitness. If you and I were sitting around, Mel with the hand hearts, I appreciate that, Mel. Mel with the double hand hearts. We on the victory lap? I appreciate it, man. Oh yeah. We're moving to a point. I mean, now you've done the work. You've done the work. You've done the self work and everything. But we're getting to a point where folks are talking about fitness.
Got it.
If we could grab a book and talk about primary muscles, secondary muscles, and we can do all this while we're at the buffet. We can go to the buffet and speak the absolute truth about fitness. Mm-hmm. We can read the books and know about cholesterol and sodium intake and the perfect balance, and everything we say is true. But we never been to the gym.
Got it.
So everything you're saying, I agree. I don't disagree with really any of it. I mean, there's parts where I would just make sure the other side was understood, but just for the people listening,
Right.
No, I wouldn't disagree with any of it.
Word.
We got to make sure we're doing it. We got to make sure that person listening doesn't just think, that does sound good. When you hear something that sounds good, it releases dopamine. That dopamine might stop you from doing what you just heard, because you're no longer suffering like you were before you heard that word. So that's what we got. I love motivation. Like I heard you talking earlier. I love motivational speak. Les Brown, Jim Rohn. Like I love that. I love the preachers. I love. Yeah, TD Jakes is acting weird lately, but a lot of them.
That's dope.
But we just got to make sure. We got to remember, when we get motivated, if that motivation doesn't lead to action, then that motivation was no better than. If it just made us feel good and we didn't do anything different, it was no different than a TikTok video about a kitten, which, hey, has its own, that matters.
Wow.
A TikTok video about a kitten, it matters to feel good for a quick second, but we're not going to put that in the same category as dropping down and doing the push-ups.
That reminds me of, actually, I got one more match in me, if that's okay. Can I do one more?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one last after this. That reminds me of a quote that I heard. It says, the man that will not read is not too much different than the man that cannot read.
I love that, because that makes me think of
I think of that quote because right where we're moving right now, we got a lot of people. We got a lot of people that are waking up spiritually, but they're waking up but staying in bed. We've all had times where we woke up, stayed in bed, needed to take a piss, just stayed in bed until the last minute. People are doing that spiritually where they're waking up. They understand, but they're not a man who cannot read. It's the same thing. To wake up spiritually and stay in bed, it would have been better if you stayed asleep. You're now worse off than the people that don't know, because the people that don't know, so they can't. But
Or
there's
even
people that know and they don't.
and even the people that wish they knew because they actually would take action, but they just don't know where to get the information. There's
Yes.
those people. It's like, man, you know, and I understand that. Like, I think about older people. Like, it makes me think of another quote: the youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Because old people is like, man, there's one thing you have that I don't. I might have age, wisdom, and experience, but you're 17, bro. Like, I'm 58. You know, if I could go back with the current version of me, then, you know, yeah.
Realistically, I think if people could do that, though, they'd end up suffering beyond what they could imagine.
Yeah, if they took the more transcendent version of themselves backwards.
Anything, period. Because if you could go back and fix your worst mistake and be under the illusion that you're not going to have a new worst mistake that you weren't used to and weren't adjusted to, there's no way. If you go back and swerve your biggest mistake, now you'll have a new biggest mistake. Like, for us to be as grandiose to think, if I didn't do that one thing, unless you're in prison because you went out that one night drunk. Besides that, like, when we do some dumb stuff in life and we regret it, that's assuming if we didn't do it, everything would have been better. If you didn't do that one thing, it'd be a completely different person with different suffering.
Wow.
You don't want to, like, I love the quotes. There's a quote that's like, if you threw all of your problems into a pile with everyone else, at the end, you'd probably end up grabbing your own problems back. Like, I don't want nobody else's. Probably looking at some of the shit that people be going through, some of the relationships they in, the situations, the mindsets they're stuck with. It's like, I don't.
Right. Thank God it's not me.
Yeah, there's a level. I mean, I ain't got a lot of money, but there's a lot of peace to my life.
It reminds me of, did you know that, like, on a chessboard, there's only 64 pieces? 64 squares on a chessboard, right? But after each player has moved 5 pieces, the number of possible combinations, it's over 69 trillion combinations of what could go next. Crazy. So look, after 2 moves on a chessboard, there's possible 72,000 combinations of what could happen next. 72,084. After 3 moves on a chessboard, there are 9 million possible positions. After 4 moves on a chessboard, and that's only with 64 blocks. That's crazy. 318 billion possible positions after 4 moves on each side. But after 5 moves, over 69, I think, trillion. And then it says the number of possible chess games is so large that it's unlikely anyone will ever calculate the exact number. I've heard that it's even more than the amount of particles in the universe, with just 64 blocks on the chessboard. That makes me think of what you just said, where if you go back, there's things that are unaccounted for that you thought you would fix, and you're really just ruining something else.
Exactly.
Damn. Have you heard about this chess analogy? Did you?
Not that one particular, but if you shuffle a deck of cards and lay them out, you can look this up. I'm not sure, but this sounds unlikely, but if you shuffle a deck of cards and lay them out, you will never get that order again, shuffling a deck of cards and laying them out. You will never get that same order again. I forgot what the likelihood of it was, but it's something super ridiculous.
Yeah. It makes sense because, it's a 52 card deck, and that's like too many variables. Wow. Crazy, man. Let me see if I can look up. Let me show y'all this one thing really quick. This thing I was showing y'all. iPhone sold per hour. In 2022, they sold 27,000. Crazy units per hour. So now they're probably above that. But when they started, it was 2007. It was like 313 units, 1,000. That's why I always tell people, if you want to make more money, you have to find a way to serve people, because people are going to give you the money, right? Your money that you get, it's not your money. It's someone else's money that's now yours because Money is just it's a proof that you've been of service to someone other than yourself. You know, it's a certificate of service rendered. That's what money is. You know, it's proof that you've been valuable to, you know what I mean? So if you have $100,000 saved, you've been very useful to a lot of people. First of all, it probably took you a while to save 100 grand, but it's proof you've been useful to other people outside of yourself. And the reward for usefulness is compensation, you guys. So please, like, don't hate the game. Don't try to topple it over. Just try to be a better player. You know, I guess that's my closing thoughts. Pleasure, man. I gotta upload this content, man. Like, you think I'll be a good motivational speaker, bro?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you do it,
Amen. Dude, when I do it, right?
hmm
And if I wanted to reach back and like give you a stage or give you, like, you know, your moment to would you come, or would you be like, you know what I mean? Or be like, I'm cool, like, or I'm gonna do it myself, or
wait. If I wanted to what?
like, let's say I make it really far and I'm like, oh, I remember my boy Poot, I want to get him on stage. Like, would you come through, or would you want to be like, because, you know, some people, they rather get it on their own, which respect, by the way, like, whoever wants to do their own thing. But if I'm like, yo, I gotta,
No, yeah, no. I wouldn't mind speak. I wouldn't want to then tour and become a motivational speaker, but of course I would speak.
right? What if it's like, yo, what if I'm like, yo, what if
What?
I'm like, yo, my bad, if I'm like, yo, Pooh, I got you a TED talk, bro, like, yo, you down? I don't know if you ever wanted to do a TED talk. I wonder what your topic would be, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we should have started that at the beginning of the battle. I don't know, because that's where it gets tricky. That's where I feel like the world is caught up in talking about fitness, but
Uh-huh.
like we ain't doing nothing. Like nobody's. If most people aren't going to leave the TED talk and do anything differently the next morning.
Right. Well, yeah, almost no one. It's just a small percentage.
Yeah, just most.
Yeah,
Not all
yeah,
of them,
yeah.
just most. Most of them won't.
Right. Yeah, like, out of 1,000, maybe 10 people will do something.
Day.
Maybe 50 if you're lucky.
And that's just do something that day, not when it gets hard the next time and the next time and the next time.
Most people aren't gonna.
Follow through, yeah.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah,
I
I
appreciate that.
I don't even know how much time we. Yeah, you about to get out of here.
Yeah, we got 30 seconds, Pooh. What's your closing thoughts? What's your deepest philosophies? What up, Paulie? You got 20 seconds, bro.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
That whole thing is what I'm against. That whole thing is the problem. People want to get happy in the day. People confuse the romantic nature of destruction with the laborious, tedious nature of progression. It takes years to build something. You can destroy it in one day. It takes years to become better or to have anything grow. You can destroy it. You can destroy a whole relationship that took you 20 years in one day. You can destroy your entire body that took you a lifetime to build in a day. And people want progress to be like that. It's not. It's not, and it never will be.
Amen.
But the motivational stuff makes you feel good. Like Tony Robbins, though, he does those weekend things where you actually do put in work and all of that. And
Uh-huh.
some of his goddamn seminars are insane with the price.
Yeah,
But
at least
if
$5
it
grand.
changes you- If it
Right.
changes you, yeah, some of them 15, but if it changes you, it's worth it. I mean, like it's
Right.
ones where you stay overnight and shit. If it changes you,
Yeah,
all
you
right,
be
man,
having.
you getting out of here? Man,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right, 5-day stretch. All right, Pooh. Yo, have a good day, bro. I'll see you later today at some point.
all right, man. Have a good one.
Take care, man. Let me see.
I got you.
All right, bro. All right, everybody.